Good evening and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where I am not in Norway, as you might have suspected from that, or is it Sweden? Anyway, but in Italy still. And in the last session, Gianleone had just come to the throne of Italy and was looking optimistically towards being able to found the Holy Roman Empire, if only he could get the crown of Germany somehow. But unfortunately, he turned out to be too accident-prone and syphilitic to achieve this. So instead, we have Gianleone died at like the age of about 30, I think, which was a great disappointment after we'd been breeding him to become emperor. 31. After an accident with a horse, after an accident on a hunt while out hunting, and has been succeeded by Gregory the Silent, who Gianleone didn't even live long enough to get an epithet. I mean, he obviously should have become the Emperor Gianleone the Great, but he didn't at all. So Gregory the Silent is Italian and hence ineligible to found the Holy Roman Empire. But on the other hand, he is a genius falconer, scholar, and has at least some decent traits, though he is currently stressed, which is not good for him. I don't think he was ever a knight, thank you, Simon. I did realise a thing about... it's not going to work. Oh, I should check that. About Gavelkind, and now I think my guess was wrong. So what I had suspected was that the reason why Gregory managed to successfully inherit both the kingdoms of Italy and Carinthia was because there were no spare counties that would be necessary in order to land his Gianleone's children. But I'm now slightly confused because Gregory apparently holds 2 counties. So why is Candida not under elective Gavelkind, which we're still running? Why is Candida not a candidate to receive one of those counties, and hence presumably the county of Roma and the kingdom of Carinthia? Interesting. Well, anyway, for some reason the elective Gavelkind is being slightly kind to us in that everything looks currently like it will be inherited by Stefania. Not that Stefania is a good candidate from our point of view, in that she's Italian and so will not be able to found the Holy Roman Empire either. We would like someone German, for instance Astore, who despite his name is German. We would like him to succeed, probably. He's a pretty decent candidate apart from having terrible stewardship. Is he currently the candidate we're voting for? Yes. I mean, his stewardship is a disaster. Possibly we could find someone a bit better. But, we do want someone German if possible, and German doesn't currently... I mean, Alberic... Yeah, didn't we try to get Alberic in there, and Alberic was amazingly unpopular. Anyway, so we're probably going to need to beat that around the head a bit. Curiously, we get to see Romagna, presumably because we have some of its de jure land. Anyway, so what should Gregory be doing then? I had 2 ideas, and I think one of them is a very bad one, and I will not do it. So one thing I observed was that the current capital of Italy is in Padua. Capua. Padua's up here. Is in Capua. And an awkward thing about Capua is that de jure it's in the Byzantine Empire. And the rules about how vassal levies work are that if a vassal has their capital in a different de jure empire from you, you get only 25% of the maximum troops from them. Whereas if they are, say, in the same de jure kingdom as you, i.e. 2 levels closer, then you get 50%. And it occurred to me that most of the vassals of Italy at the moment are in the de jure kingdom of Italia. The de jure empire of Italia in the de jure kingdom of Italy. And so if Gregory were to move his capital to Italy, he would probably get a lot more troops at his disposal. And if we look at the kingdom layout, like there's this large lump of Italy, which is where all our really good vassals are. And I did work out that we could actually plot to revoke the county of Padua, because it's held by the Duke of Friuli, and the de jure Duchy of Friuli does not include Padua. And so we could revoke that county from the Duke of Friuli and turn it into our capital. We could even then, I think, create the Duchy of Padua. Is it Padua? The Duchy of Verona, which doesn't currently exist, and possibly thus manage to get Verona and Mantua counties as well. And this all seemed like a good idea until I looked at the technology levels. So here are the technology levels in Capua, our current county, our current capital, and here are the technology levels in Padua. We would lose a huge amount, in particular of noble customs. We'd reduce the opinion of every one of our vassals by quite a lot, just by moving our capital to Padua. And we'd lose a bunch of military tech and such like as well. And actually, wandering around, really very few places are as good as Capua now. Even Constantinople, which is basically the highest tech place in the world for the most part, well, they beat us on legalism and shipbuilding. But we're better on noble customs, popular customs and religious customs. So, like, we're not even uniformly better than at Constantinople. So much though I would love to move my capital to somewhere where I get more troops, I think for tech reasons I have to stay in Capua. And like, maybe we can hope to de jure. I mean, it's currently de jure drifting into the Kingdom of Italy, but it's only done 17 of the 100 years. And that will probably stop when we found the Holy Roman Empire, and then we'll be trying to de jure drift the Kingdom of Sicily into the HRE, and that's going to require taking the rest of Sicily, which is a bit of an effort. So, yes, I'm not going to do that, because while it was a really fun plan with this plotting to revoke a county because of the de jure structure and such like, it's actually a terrible idea tactically. The other idea I've got, though, is that the Duchy of Bavaria, de facto, is awfully large, and wouldn't it be good to fabricate a claim on the Duchy of Bavaria and snatch that out of Germany? That would get us most of the way to being able to usurp the Kingdom of Germany. If we could get another claim on another big duchy, I think we would get it. So I think what I am going to do is, once it's October and my Chancellor is no longer trying to cheer up one of my vassals, is to send my Chancellor to Bavaria with the job of fabricating a claim on it. But I was also thinking maybe I could get a better Chancellor, because if I'm going to be doing like things that really require a good Chancellor, could I find a better one? I mean, that's a truly spectacular number, but sadly he's landed. She has the problem of being female and out of diplomatic range. Female would not join my court. Female and married. Female and landed. Female, landed. Wouldn't join my court, but otherwise interesting. Religious differences, it's probably going to be quite hard to get him to join my court, even if I use all the wiles at my disposal. Female, out of diplomatic range, both of the above, still out of diplomatic range. I could turn on the filters, but it's kind of amusing to see all the reasons why people are inappropriate. So on and so forth. So we could get 25 points of diplomacy. Might be worth doing. Snatch the Chancellor of Vitebsk and turn him into my Chancellor instead. You could even send him. Well, alcohol gift only gets us a fairly small amount of. How far off is he from coming to join us? Think an alcohol gift only gets like about 20 points of likingness. We need we need 30. So I don't think that will do it. Whereas that will definitely do it, and it's only 15 money. So I'm going to invite an even better Chancellor to reduce the amount of time it'll take to get this. Also, because that way I can short-circuit that timer, I think. And like this guy is... I mean, he's of some interest... I seem to remember he's of some interest to me for some reason. Pause, Ben. But let's have an even better. Thing. Right. So now let's send him to fabricate claims in Regensburg. So he has an annual... Alright, the number isn't much better. Annual chance of fabricating a claim of 16.87%, and like 1 in 5 of those will be a duchy level claim. So it may take a little while, but let's leave him there to chew on things. So who have we got we can imprison? I think this turns out to be 2 of my vassals trying to murder others of my vassals. So, yes, Duke Eckhenfried of Saxony is plotting to murder Duke Liutbrand of Thurgau because Eckhenfried is the heir to Thurgau. And Duke Martino of Friuli is plotting to murder Duke Domenico of Milan, and curiously, that's because he's heir to Milan. I feel that this is the kind of thing that should be at least tolerated, if not actively encouraged. Actually, I don't want to encourage it because it does merge duchies, and I kind of like to keep my vassals separate. So what's going on here? Baroness... Oh, it's a Baroness. I'm not really worried. So it looks as though Hersfeld would go... So are there 2 castles in there? Yes, and Hersfeld is the second one. So it looks like Hersfeld would go to Count Armando of Landeck if Oda dies. Indeed, she's betrothed patrilineally as well, so she's not going to have it. Oh, maybe her children. No, her children can still inherit, can't they? That doesn't matter. That just controls the name of their dynasty and a few other things. But okay, so as long as she manages to have some children, this won't be a problem. The interesting thing is, can we do anything about Landeck's inheritance? Probably not, because like he's got 2 sons and indeed grandchildren. So yeah, I don't know quite what their relationship is. He's a von Schwarz, isn't he? So we can probably find it on the dynasty diagram. There's Oda. Someone all the way up here. Right, okay, so it's going... The barony will go to the current holders... parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, grandson. So that's like a fourth cousin twice removed, or no, second cousin twice removed. Someone really quite distant, anyway. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to cause that to inherit in the other direction. Especially since, like, he has plenty... Well, he has some offspring, anyway. Simon, yes, I was thinking that as well. Though, yeah, you can kind of do it. You just need to change that EA to something a bit different. I suppose it might be Weyaringle. Anyway, what am I doing? I'm going... Yeah, I'm not too worried about that inheritance. I'm not going to attempt to press de jure claims. I don't need to imprison anyone. I don't want to create any of those, unless possibly we can arrange to split Ivrea further. The current Duke does have 2 sons, so we could split Ivrea again. I mean, frankly, he's not very scary at the moment anyway. Like, we could... What's the de jure layout of the duchies round there? Oh, right, there's this weird one that spans the border, so he's going to hold that anyway. And we could create Verona, but... What's the other one we can create? Benevento, which is nowhere near here, yeah. Now, I'm not going to try to split Ivrea again. I think Ivrea is adequately underpowered now. And we don't want to, like, break things up too much, because that just gives me more vassals to worry about. Ooh, excellent. Germany's... Well, I don't really want Germany to go to war yet. I need to get that claim first. Everyone... Well, I'm pleased that people are leaving the defensive pact, but that may be the loading bug and they may be about to join again. Well, that was a quick war. So yes, I think now I am looking for interesting... What the hell is going on in France? I was going to say I'm looking for interesting opportunities, and then there's this great big mess. I mean, we already know that France is a theocracy. Well, at least last I looked, France was a theocracy. Yes, but like there appears to be a Poitouan revolt, which presumably means is Poitou independent. Thus, presumably, not that I'm quite sure where it is. Samos, yes, the Duchy of Samos. Now comes in 2 rather distinct parts. One part where we might have expected to find the Duchy of Samos, and the other part in Western France, because actually the Duchess of Samos is also Duchess of Poitou.
I can only assume that there was a dynastic marriage at some point that went horribly wrong.
Happily, under Gavelkind, this will now split between her 2 children, which is one of those occasions when Gavelkind appears to be doing the right thing. We appear to have an independent Duchy of Blois, an independent Duchy of Dijon. Oh no, sorry, Dijon is part of the Byzantine Empire. And that's part of Toulouse, and is that a Toulousian revolt? Yes, a Toulousan revolt as well. So there are at least 2 revolts going on, plus someone is apparently at war with Samos, which is for some reason independent of the Byzantine Empire.
The Byzantine Empire is looking a little bit on the thin side.
Yes, quite scattered as well. Yeah, I mean we've got more troops than them.
Well, probably, as per usual, suffered someone having an independent faction.
Shockingly, oh right, yes, of course, I went and got a non-aggression pact with the Byzantine Empire. I mean, and an alliance, indeed. Which is slightly unfortunate because, like, it would be really nice to take their territory in the south of Italy. So, what's going on up here? What's going on with Germany? What are Germany doing? Oh, they're engaged in a holy war because they've discovered that like I did, that the pagan territories to the east of them are quite soft. Right, and now everyone rejoins the defensive pact against me. Right. So, yes. It's probably 2 years since I've held a feast, isn't it? Let's hold a feast. Actually, I'm not sure if Gregory's held a feast at all. Or we could, I suppose, inspect his vassals and see what they think of whether he's held a feast. No, he held a grand tournament, apparently. Yes, I think that was what he did on ascending the throne. He decided that a grand tournament was the right thing to do. So he's possibly spending lavishly on food was going a bit far. Various uninteresting notes. Inigo is no longer spymaster for King Gregory II. Oh, that's sad. You need a new spymaster. Queen Oda of Romagna is releasing people, having gone to war with someone over something, I don't know what. Let's find ourselves a new spymaster. Have we got a good person in the court? Probably not, because they're dangerous people to have around. 16, no, that doesn't count. Sorry, Dan. $20 would be alright, though. We got any 20s that we can get without needing to hurl money at them? Yes. Do I want a spymaster who's a kinslayer? I mean, I don't know that it's actually dangerous. He's not, like, deceitful.
Yeah, I mean, does he actually, importantly, does he like you, and is he reasonably talented?
Reasonably what, sorry?
Talented.
Well, I mean, I'm targeting 20. I'm basically going, which of the 20s will come without a bribe? And he's the only 20 that would join me without a bribe. Oh, actually, I can scroll up as well as down, can't I? No, there's 26 who will join me without a bribe.
What about the character traits?
Cynical, deceitful, ambitious. Bit dangerous, cynical, deceitful and ambitious.
Just as good, but the others may be fatal.
$23 doesn't have ambitious. 26. I mean, it's not like I'm going to be allowing him to stay in my court. Oh, let's be brave. Invite Northampton's spymaster to join me. Right. time to send out the invitations meanwhile. Dear King Gregory II, I thank you for your invitation, but will not be able to attend. Well, yes. That's nice. She seems to have turned out Italian. Well, I should check if there are any child di Spoletti in my court. Is that the plural of di Spoleto? And try to make sure they're getting properly Germanly educated, shouldn't I? Clear that. Set Great House to my dynasty. Sort by age. Search court. Sort by age in a useful direction. So Elisabetta. No, we only care about ones who are over 6, don't we? Adelheid, German. Hupold, German. Marco. Not technically, not usefully of my dynasty, in that I think as a bastard he will fail to pass on the dynasty. Ah, yes, and that was also true of Titania. So yes, okay, everyone else is German already, or too young to be educated yet, and also there's only Archibaldo is the one I need to pay. Archibaldo and Elisabetta both want to be sent off to Germany for their education, and Adalberta, yes, okay, there are a few young ones, but Marco and Titania are not very helpful. Ah, yes, of course. I should have recognised Bookbang.jebby. Really, I should have. So, yes, I think everyone is being suitably educated, and I can unpause and stop thinking about that. Right, hello. Would you like to be my new spy master? So he probably wants to be doing the usual thing and studying technology somewhere, and Constantinople is traditional. Anselm asks, that's Anselm Velf, who is of relatively little interest. He's heir to the county of Orvieto, and I think I'm mostly teaching him in case I can get any useful traits off him. Why did you let off that peasant accused of poaching? Mistranslation. Chose the wrong translation of fon, or whatever the equivalent is in Swedish. So, because he needed the deer more than me, or a good deed in a day keeps man happy. So I can go for kind or arbitrary, or kind or just. I mean, we generally want di Spoletos to turn out good people, but he's not a di Spoleto, he's a Velf. Well, even so, having just people around is nice. Welcome to my feast. So Anselm has turned out just, unsurprisingly. Yes, everyone's rejoining the defensive pact. Why are those? Everyone drank and was happy, damn it. Except Bishop Alwa, who refused more wine. This insulting gesture means that he does not appreciate my hospitality. That just means my opinion of him goes down, which is not very relevant to anything, really. Well, everyone gets +5 opinion of me, which is nice. Why do I have so little money? I don't have so little money. I'm just running time slowly and keep spending it. On the subject of time, 82.6% through building my apostolic library. So, like, how big is our the defensive pact against us now? It's kind of a bit random, really. Arles isn't in it, for one thing. I mean, I'm sure I have some claims on Arles. Maybe I should just stomp into Arles to stave off the boredom. Hey, Arles. What casus belli do I have for you? I mean, I've got a claim on the kingdom for my mother. That's not very helpful. I mean, oh, hang on. Oh, no, I'm not an emperor. And she's a Velf as well, yes.
She's married to an emperor,
no, I think she's just randomly wearing a hat.
Okay.
She's queen. I think that's a queen mother's crown, possibly.
Right, okay, it's a bit hard to tell from here.
I mean, it does look pretty imperial to me.
It does, doesn't it?
But I can't see any excuse that she has for wearing it. Is she a princess of the... She's a princess of Arles. She's not a princess of the Byzantine Empire, as far as I can see.
Maybe she's just moved the hat.
But yes, of course, even if she were of my dynasty, she would still come out of that as a queen, which would mean that she wasn't... that she was independent. We have a landed bishop with a claim on Franche-Comté, which is kind of a bit random. We have a claim on Savoy, but he's an unlanded Velf. We have a claim on Savoy for an unlanded woman. We have a claim on Savoy for a count. We have 15 zillion claims on Savoy. Presumably Savoy is currently being held by someone against whom weak claims can be pressed. I mean, Savoy looks like an obvious target, in a sense. Like, it's right on our border. So... like, he really isn't very scary. It's not like we're expecting any serious wars to come our way. It's going to take a while to get Bavaria. It's kind of tempting just to take Savoy because we're here. Simon suggests casus belli. I'm bored.
Yeah, this is usually what my casus belli.
Like, the thing is, there's not much else I can do with my armies other than send them out and fight people. I mean, it will slightly annoy my vassals, but, like, not very much. What? Oh no, that's the Duke. I was going, what? Is he the Duke of Savoy then? Yes, so that's why we can do this. Oh, Benilda's back on in the chain of succession. Right, so Gottschalk, yeah, is also currently at war, having just started a war with the Duke of Toulouse. She doesn't look very merry. Princess Ambrosia Ambrosia di Spoleto is now known as Princess Ambrosia the Merry. My cousin Ambrosia, who is not that brilliant, but is married to my steward, who is quite brilliant. So yeah, I think we should ask if we can have Savoy back. Well, not back, but still. For Count Baldemar of Orvieto. So it looks like we can't call... We've got an alliance with the Byzantine... No, we haven't got an alliance with the Byzantine Empire because I decided that the Byzantine Empire was... That actually getting an alliance with the Byzantine Empire would just get me dragged into their wars. And that seemed like a really bad idea. We have apparently got an alliance with the County of Arbarea. Or is that he... Oh, the enemy has an alliance with the County of Arbarea. Ooh, they're actually of non-trivial size. Who is it we've got a... I mean, they're still not a problem, but who is it we've currently got a non-aggression pact with? Kingdom of Serbia, who are still in like 2 separate wars. And the Byzantine Empire, who are currently engaged in a holy war for the Caspian steppe. So yeah, let's not try to get some allies to help us. Why do I keep clicking on that? That's where the capital is. And he's not in a defensive pact against me, the Stoat. Go. Right, so we're going to want... I think the best approach here is to raise essentially everything. And it's the other reason why I wanted to move my capital was so that everything didn't keep appearing all the way down in Capua. It's not a helpful place for things to be. Except we will dismiss those and those. How close are we to the Balearic Islands becoming part of de jure Italy? 68 out of 100 years. They're one of my earliest acquisitions. Before I was in Italy, indeed. They were presumably drifting into the Papal States before that. So let us collect our armies. Probably dismiss some of the more obscure ones. And presumably some up here as well. I'll switch into realm view so that this doesn't look as confusing. And there's enough of them to be worth getting down here. I think our actual army... What? Okay, there's actually 824 of our troops there. Well, that's generous. Oh, you're the other end of thing. You're yes, the Duke of Carinthia or Canton or whatever, which probably means I can raise you much more effectively somewhere else. That army is too small to pay attention to. Those two are probably worth actually dragging down here. And that's... hang on, if I select him, that will show me all these territories, unless I know that I can raise the same 825 troops down there, which is a much more useful place to raise them. Right. There was a Prince Gregory for... Oh, there was a message there that I didn't notice. Prince Gregory for Italy faction, is there? No. There's a feeble Gavelkind succession faction and a slightly less feeble independence faction. Which I should probably pay some attention to. None of those is my claim or anything very interesting. And we have someone who could claim the Kingdom of Romania, but like, unless I can get a personal claim on the Kingdom of Romania, I don't really care. How's Germany doing with their war? Losing. Badly. See, some of us can organise our holy wars in the East sensibly.
Let's take a bit of effort.
I've managed to take all of that coastline up there. I mean, I could probably carry on because that looks like a rather large place. I mean, I'm not sure it's a benefit to own the entire Baltic coast. I'm only going after Savoy because it's nearby. What? You bastard! Duke Martin of Tuscany has usurped the county of Orvieto from Baldemar Welf, on whose behalf I am going to war. So Baldemar Welf is no longer my landed vassal.
Well, you better find him some more land from somewhere. Quick.
I mean, I'm going to have to invite him to my court first, because he's currently in at court in Neuchâtel in Arles. I am currently pressing your claim, unless this war has just is about to evaporate.
It won't evaporate at this point because he still has a claim, so it can validly be pressed.
Right.
It's just that you must get him landed before the end, otherwise you are stuck.
I don't have an invite to court option, so I don't think I can.
You don't have a land him option either.
Well, no, because he's currently in Arles.
Someone else's court, yes.
I mean, I think my best bet here is to get a white peace and apologise.
Yes.
I mean, I'm going to have to get slightly positive war score to get white peace, but I don't think it's worth the effort of going beyond white peace. What do I get? So I lose 100 prestige. But I don't really need prestige.
It may still... Is he someone else's vassal, or would he be independent?
He is currently a courtier in Arles. So I think that might cause him to be... Oh, no, he's a courtier in Arles and of the same dynasty as the current king of Arles.
So that prevents...
So I would guess that he will merely remain a vassal of Arles.
Yes.
So he'll basically... the Duchy of Savoy will go to a new Arlesian. Will stay in Arles. This is not going to be of any help. No. Even if I enforce demands, that means I don't lose those 100 prestige. But I don't think it's worth the vassal pissing off to get all the way up to that.
No.
I mean, yes, I don't want to pay reparations. So I think it's worth getting a white peace. I don't think it's worth getting beyond white peace.
Yes.
I think I can get white peace because, like, I'm adequately overpowered. Okay. Alright, is she somehow connected to me via that, she's Téphane, wife of the Duke of Nantes, which makes me suspect that she might be connected to me via Jan Leone's widow. I mean, I didn't think I was going to have to pay attention to whether my claimant was currently at war. What's my... my martial skill is not such that I should be leading an army.
I will say this comes up relatively rarely because it's only happened to me a handful of times. More usually the problem is that my claimant has died.
Yes. But you look like a good age. Can actually put all of these in the same place. Let's do that. What? Duke Eichenfried? Who's Huppold? Duke Eichenfried of Saxony, my vassal, has just declared war on... for someone's claim on Bavaria. What? What? So, Eichenfried is my vassal, yes. He has declared war on Engelbert. Or at least it says he has. Let me allow. On Duke Engelbert, current Duke of Bavaria. How can you do that? You've somehow declared... You, as my vassal, have declared war on Engelbert, who is King Matthias of Germany's vassal. Surely you have to declare war on the King of Germany to do this. I think I don't understand the rules here. I mean, I'm kind of busy with this other war. And interestingly, it doesn't appear... It appears as a casus belli, but not as a war. Oh right, it immediately ended inconclusively. Casus belli no longer valid. So I'm now wondering, have we got a claimant on Bavaria? Hey. I can't currently declare war because I currently have our levies were raised. Yes, okay. Well, let's finish off our current war and then see if we've got a claimant on Bavaria. Why have I not got a siege leader in here? That's better. Who organised this betrothal? No. I think it predates my taking over this character and coming to the throne, or something. Well, yeah, okay, but I think your taste in husbands is terrible. Well, let's keep enhancing our domain. Generally a good thing to do. Oh, yes, I also hold Roma, though only actually Tivoli. Don't have anything like enough money to upgrade Tivoli. Let's see if that's enough to get white peace. Nope. Oh, a great new house has risen to the forefront of Genoese politics under the patrician Eugenio of Di Luca. Okay. Because with the death of patrician Adriano of Aleramo, the illustrious House Aleramo has become extinct. That's nice. Possibly that's good for herding all of my trade posts into one house, which will help with getting money. How's... Yeah, 38 gold a year from them now. That's nice. Why are we suffering from attrition there? Is that just a... Oh. It's winter and there's a slight oversupply of troops in that county. Let's shift half of them into a neighbouring county then. I think I've got 2 siege leaders. We have a new Doge of Genoa.
That's what you tend to get when you get the new houses, because that usually means...
Hang on, both armies have moved to the other county. That's not quite what I intended. You lot go back again. Air has bounced back to Stefania. Ooh. Claim on the county of Regensburg. No, we do not want to claim on the county of Regensburg. Do better. Helena von Capua, okay, she's not... Oh, but was I teaching her? No. I think Jan Leone was teaching her. There's a new Duke of Carinthia. Yeah, not much we can do about any of that. He's dislikes me because of a short reign. I'm a foreigner. He's envious, and he's humble, and I'm proud, which I feel ought to fit with our relative stations. But whatever. Anselm asks, why is the church so rich when the peasants are starving and poor? Is the correct answer, because for the poor is the kingdom of heaven. Or, how about sharing some of your own then? So I can make him likely to be zealous or likely to be charitable. I mean, I have no idea what the purpose of this kid is. Let's go for zealous. Oh, I haven't got a siege leader here. Have I got a second siege leader, or am I currently in a mess as regards my commanders? Looks like I may actually only have one siege leader, which is kind of unfortunate. Still, we've got more war score now, so let's see if we can get white peace now. Yes. He will accept my offer of white peace, which costs me and Baldemar 100 prestige each, but does get us out of this unhelpful situation where Baldemar, who is now apparently court chaplain of Neuchâtel, accidentally ends up getting a duchy that no one really wants him to have anymore. Actually, no, let's leave those ones there, because we might be able to win that siege and get a few gold out of it before we retire. There. I caught my nephew Marco di Spoleto, bastard of our dynasty, of no practical use to man or anything, lying to me again, straight to my face without batting an eye. I almost had an innocent servant sent to the stocks. So even I am impressed, is one possibility, which will cause him to gain deceitful and cause him to like me. With the birch he will speak the truth. Probably won't have any effect at all. So I think he actually essentially has deceitful already, yes. Might well lose deceitful, small chance he'll gain wrath. We can try talking to him about honesty, which will probably lose him deceitful and might gain him honest as well. Or we can pray that the Blessed Virgin will show him the light, which will almost certainly have no effect, but will get me 5 piety. Well, I mean, I don't know that he really matters, so I think we'll just get the 5 piety. Right, so that's got us that spare 16 gold while we're waiting for a reply from the King of Arles. Let's march that lot out of there now. Right, and he has accepted our offer of white peace, which only cost me prestige, of which I have plenty, and I don't really need it that much. Right, well, that was an unhelpful war with Arles. That presumably means we've now got a truce with him, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh well, you get to keep Savoy for a little longer then. Also, I haven't got any good claimants on Savoy anymore. You took one of them. That looks like is that... What's going on up there then? Alright, that's part of the High Chiefdom of Scalva, which is actually bigger than it looks, in that it consists of a large scattering of territory. I mean, not that scary, mind. Just a bit of a pain to occupy. Pechenegs, on the other hand, yeah, maybe I shouldn't go marching into Pechenegs.
Not unless you're very confident that they're doing something else, and even then, probably not. Because
He has 5,000 troops and 14,000 from potential vassals, from potential allies.
no, going.
So I think my progress up that coast may have to stop.
At least temporarily, until they're having some kind of massive.
I mean Scalovia and Menel I could probably get from the High Chief of Scalva. Oh, apparently I don't have a casus belli for them. Because they're Catholic. Or at least the current High Chief is Catholic. Oh, well then. I mean, he's got some converting to do. Quite a lot of his territory is actually Catholic now I come to look at it, though. About half of it. Right, well then, no more holy warring in that direction for me. Has Germany lost their war yet? Yes. Curiously, King Matthias lost his war against. He's got like 5,000 troops. Have I got any good casus belli for him yet? I think I'm down at like county level at the moment. Yes, I have one duchy level claim for an unlanded woman. Other than that, it's all counties. Okay, Teano has some castle walls now. I can't afford to buy anything else in Teano at the moment. Don't think we need a summer fair. Summer fair doesn't seem to be nearly as useful as a feast. Prince Alberic, what are you up to? Well, the leader of a plot to fabricate a claim on the county of Capua. I don't think... And in particular, imprisonment is not very helpful, except that I can get money out of it because I've got my crown authority set so low, I can't take titles off people by imprisoning them. I mean, she generally likes me. She is apparently plotting to murder her husband. Because they really don't like one another. She doesn't like him in part because he's a known murderer. He doesn't like her because she fired him. Though he is currently court chaplain of Croatia, so has she given him a job again? So yes, I think I'm going to leave those. Yeah, the vassal levies thing will die down long before it matters to me. I have something there saying I can claim... Oh no, that's Savoy, yes. So, I mean, we have a claimant from Romagna, but that's of no use at all. Actually, I should just have a look. Get myself an idea of who's in the defensive pact at the moment. No one, because my threat is it's still at 13.5. Are you sure that's no one? No, I just haven't clicked the right thing. Romagna's in the defensive pact. Venice is in the defensive pact. Arl is not, but I have a truce with them. That is a duchy level thing. Oh, we have a dangerous faction. Let's do something about the elective succession faction. So he has 2.7 thousand. He has 4,000. We want to get Martin out of it, really. Let us send my terrifyingly good spy master to scheme in Firenze. Let's have a wander around Germany. Is Germany still feeble? Ah, he's recovered mostly. Okay. Her daughter was born to Luisa de Navarra. That's nice. I don't know why she's in my court. We also have Flora de Navarra. Is their parent someone I employed? Oh, right, they're Anfos, the useful siege leader's children. Oh yeah, we should track down a second siege leader. I should try to have 2 siege leaders, really. Search all. Join court, yes. Okay, any dynasty. Siege. It's not that good. Can we do better with not really, no. Right, what are you doing there, Prince Jacanto? I have no reason for you to be a commander. Clear off. Jacinto, sorry. Why can I not appoint him a commander then? Apparently I don't have a commander slot. Do I accidentally have so many commanders that I fired one and still have... We've got 2 random people with 9 marshal. I mean, you're not even landed. Now do we have a slot? No, we still don't. Well, why is Prince Gregory there? Where did all these commanders come from? Why am I paying them?
Yeah, occasionally I find that happens and I don't quite
I don't
understand
really
why.
think we need the Bishop of Rome to be a commander either.
Yeah, quite often it seems to happen on inheritance, but you've not had a...
Well, it's fairly recently. Right, now we can appoint this actually useful person as a commander. Right, and since he is of the wrong religion, we probably can't immediately demand conversion because he doesn't much like me. Let's send him some beer and see if that helps. 10 might do it. No. Let's going to take an actual bribe, isn't it? Oh, we may need to allow time to pass so that the beer arrives. Today I was approached by my nephew Gabrino. He has told me that he has grown increasingly concerned by my eating habits. He thinks that I have gained quite a bit of weight in the last few months and now fears for my health. Okay, let's listen to Gabrino's advice. Right. And convert my new commander to... Oh, County of Bitov has converted. Excellent. So we're getting there to the point where our recently acquired territories on the Baltic are becoming of the correct religion. Right. So failed to become fat. Let's have a quick wander. Who have we got? So my daughter Princess Edda is actually... Why is she betrothed to him? Oh yes, because I thought an alliance with the Byzantine Empire might be helpful. So who's educating her? She is being tutored by someone German in Germany, so that should work eventually. Adalberta is not quite at a suitable age yet. She is not a genius. But possibly could be married to one. Let's see who's available. A Di Spoleto, another Di Spoleto. That's not very good. There's a shortage of geniuses. Most of them are in my family now.
Yeah, you have that problem when you've been concertedly breeding for, intelligence for the last 200 years, and everyone else hasn't. Then, and you've been marrying out dynastically. Then you discover and you go, oh look, I'm sure I can marry someone in North Africa or Hungary or something, and then you go, no, I can't. Bugger. Because they're my 13th cousin and cousin and I can't do it.
I mean, yes, they may not be that closely related to Adalberta, but... Well, let's send her off with the Prince of Hungary. Oh right, there are no siege leaders in my dynasty. Yes, that's not entirely unsurprising. Not entirely surprising, sorry. No, don't want to hold a feast this year. Let's just have a quick look for what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about whether there are other Dispoletos kicking around whom I should be trying to get betrothed well. I can come up with a way to achieve that. I suppose what I want to do is see if there are any... The problem is that all the computer-controlled geniuses are either children or probably already betrothed. So you would want, what we really want is to find a parent of a genius child who would join my court, so that then I can cause them to get married. As I see fit. Obviously we need someone within diplomatic range. Let's sort the available. Let's go for only male geniuses for now. Because I've already dealt with my daughters, of course. Okay, now let's go for any geniuses we can lay our paws on who aren't Dispoletos. So what I'm looking for is someone whose surviving parents, she was the one I really checked, isn't she, are whose surviving parents are unlanded and who and might be willing to join my court. And who are not betrothed yet. Well, that was quick. There are none. Someone laughed at me. I will find the culprit and make him or her choke on their laughter. Apparently my Chancellor Vzefolod did so, but he's in Regensburg. Bah, Vzefolod doesn't like my pride and has thus lost 10 points of opinion of me. I mean, he still quite likes me, mind. Wondering if I have any good duchy level claims for bits of Romagna, but no. It's either the kingdom, which is not very helpful, or a single county. I mean, I do have a claim on the kingdom of Sardinia and Corsica, but since it holds no land, that's really unhelpful. So Elisabetta, my niece, is in need of some tutelage. I mean, it's probably better that I should tutor her than random other children in the court. So I think that means I need to palm off the other children on someone else first. So Anselm, I think I should find a new tutor for. Yeah, that'll do. Oh, no, I don't really care if Anselm Velth becomes... Is he heir to anything interesting? No. Right, yes, and we've now shifted him to Valerio. It may take a short while for that to happen. There we go. And now I can become guardian of Elisabetta. I presume. Yes. Actually, do I want that? She's Italian. No, I don't want that. I want to send her to Stokeface. Send her off to Germany. Also want to find someone good. Now there is the slightly tedious thing of looking around for someone who will be a good guardian for Elisabetta and likely to teach her well and turn her German. Ooh, Joshella, Duchess of Franconia, is Italian. That should be decent though. Ferdinand von Brandenburg is German and a brilliant strategist. And gregarious. What are you doing, Duke Edgefrith? Alright, so he has imprisoned his uncle Edgefrith. Presumably being worried that his uncle might cause trouble. Oh, I think we finally gained Havelberg, yes. Our rather long-term plan to make sure that we inherited Havelberg rather than losing Aschaffenburg has finally came to fruition. I mean, it may have been a while ago. I wasn't paying much attention. 4 years ago, when Count Dietmar of Aschaffenburg inherited Havelberg from his mother, I think, and Carlotta, yes. After we had carefully ensured that he inherited Aschaffenburg before he inherited Havelberg. Which puts us one county closer to snaffling Germany. There are actually plenty of claimants on Bavaria we could just import. Do any of them have good claims, though? Yeah, the thing is, they're all weak claims, which fiddly to press. The other good big counties. Angria is the other one of the other big counties. You've got 2 county claims, both of them weak. So let's just quickly go look at the King of Germany's vassals, see who's... Holstein might not be... let's have a look. Is that actually any of it de jure Germany? No. Just looking through his vassals for anyone minor or female. No, Scania is well outside of the de jure kingdom. That's going to be well outside as well. No, right. So none of Germany's vassals are likely to be easy to press a weak claim against. Yeah, well, we're currently working on fixing the elective succession faction. Yeah, we don't really want all of that lot to try to get independent. That would be inconvenient. Pozzuoli has a militia training ground now. It's definitely our least developed bit of domain. So, though admittedly I now of course own Roma, which means I could actually build a new holding in Roma. I mean, I can't because I can't afford it, but if I could afford it, I've got a spare holding slot there. Anyway, oh yes, there was another child, wasn't there? Adalberta di Spoleto, who's also Italian. Is Echenfried German? Yes, good. He doesn't appear to have any good gregarious courtiers. Got some pretty decent diligent courtiers though. Dietwin looks good. Which was who the computer had selected for him already. For her, sorry. My nephew Marco is modest and humble, never showing off or bragging. I can quietly encourage him at a cost of 5 prestige, which will definitely make him humble. Or I can thank the Lord for his virtue, gain 5 piety, which might make him proud or wroth. He's presumably already prone to humility. Let's do that one and see if so he'll presumably keep his humility. Yes. Oh look, there's a great big war going on inside my realm. I was slowly wandering around looking for claimants on the German duchies, wasn't I? It's nice. Anselm has become an indulgent wastrel. Well, that wasn't very successful. Aha! Prince Astore has finally become the heir. And someone just succeeded to the bishopric of Roma. I presumably nominated them some time ago. It's my father, Bishop Gregory the Just of Roma. Formerly, I think, King of Sardinia and Corsica. I'm not sure. Now I can nominate successors for an awful lot of bishoprics, in fact. occurs to me that would be one way to... okay, I can't disinherit very many people like that. Like, one person's voting for Pagano di Spoleto. So maybe I should nominate him as a bishop just in case. Find an unimportant bishopric. Is Posada the bishopric that's all the way over there? Yes. That seems like an excellent bishopric to nominate my useless cousin, nephew, whatever he is, brother, to. I've forgotten his name. Pagano. Yeah, I'm sure you'd like a bishopric. I'm not at all trying to get you out of the way. Valpurga di Spoleto is already German. Well, I think I should take her on unless I can find someone else. I'm neither gregarious nor diligent, so it should be okay. County of Slupsk has converted to Catholicism. Hooray! The whole of Pomerania is now Catholic.
Hooray! This is fine. I'm waiting until someone goes, hey, you know what would be nice? A Catholic heresy.
Helena von Capua has turned out pretty well. I think she was the one that Gianleone was teaching. Yes, there have been a lot of people being imprisoned and released. I should possibly have paid attention to what that last war was, but nah. Okay, I still have 2 bishoprics that I need to appoint successors to. As I could see if there are any other Di Spoletos, because it at least gets them some prestige, though on the other hand it stops them breeding. Let's leave them as they are. Well, these ones must all be my direct vassals, mustn't they? So I really, ideally, want someone with either good stewardship or good marshal. And like, this is a way to keep people in my territory who might otherwise get tempted out. because like good martial skill will mean that I can get decent numbers of troops from them, and good stewardship should mean that I get decent amounts of taxes from them. I still apparently can nominate a successor to the Bishopric of Sutri. Oh yes, so I can. Where on earth is that? Oh right, it's one of the many, many places in Roma. Right, I see. Slightly reluctant to appoint my steward to such a bishopric because there's a slight danger that I'll lose the county of Roma, at which point he would no longer be my direct vassal and thus ineligible to serve on my council. Do I really care who becomes my cupbearer? The Doge of Pomerania keeps being a nuisance. Let's make sure the Doge of Genoa has something to do. What? You've declared war on the High Chief of Lesser Poland. For your claim on the whole of Lesser Poland. So one of the Baron of Monte Cassino, 332 troops, because he's a baron, has just declared war on the High Chief of Lesser Poland.
Has about 3 billion troops.
Who has about 4,500, which isn't horrifically scary if you're me, King of Italy. It is quite scary if you're Baron of Monte Cassino.
Does Baron of Monte Cassino have some shit hot allies?
No. He has a non-aggression pact with his wife. He's also weirdly not Catholic. I think, yes, he is my directly vassal. I don't appear to have an offer to join war option. So presumably this is not a war of the type that I can join. So I think I just have to watch him make a fool of himself.
I mean, the worst that happens is really end up with a new camp Monte Cassino.
I mean, I don't even know whose claim it is, because it's apparently not his. And he can't have any vassals. So, it's not even a war that's likely to gain him very much. I am wondering if I can, cheer him up enough that he'll convert to Catholicism, mind. I might have tried that once already. Yeah, I don't think I can send him quite enough gold to have a good, useful effect on his opinion of me. Oh right, I've accidentally appointed as the... Oh, it's time to have a feast, isn't it? Appointed as the successor to that my court chaplain, who is heir to the petty kingdom of Brabant, who would thus inherit away that bishopric. Yeah, okay, let's appoint a different person as heir to the bishopric of Sutri. I think I concluded that she can't be fixed. Oh, she's grown up though, which is good. So yes, new heir to the bishopric of Sutri, please, one that isn't so dangerous. And let's hold a feast, because it's 2 years since the last feast, and the benefits lost for 2 years. It's worth having a quick look, see if I've got any good claims. Nope. Don't know if spending lavishly on food is worthwhile, but
Depends if you're more natural prestige. It's midnight on the 10th of pumpkin. Or more plausibly, it's Tuesday. Good night, stream.
good night.
Yes.
Not long before my library's finished though.
Oh, so you are. And you can build the wings, and that's
Yes.
really good. Really, really, really good. Well, you have to start saving up. That's expensive stuff. Particularly since you'll have a penalty because you've got the apostolic price, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, things have gone weird in my succession. Looks like possibly my previous nominee has died. $15 prestige for joining in the dancing. I thought the food was superb, the wine mediocre, and the dancers beautiful. Some of the more inebriated guests joined the dancers in a quadrille. I think I'll join them. So we would quite like a plausibly popular German di Spoleto. I mean, Antonio is German. Has claims on everything. These pretty terrible numbers, mind. Let's group all the German ones together. I mean, Liutbrand is the obvious candidate. Actually, let's just vote for Liutbrand. See if everything settles out sensibly. Politics going on while we have our feast. Everyone drank and was happy, except Bishop Alwa, who refused more wine. This insulting gesture apparently means he does not appreciate my hospitality. How dare Bishop Alwa insult me? Right. So that was a good feast. No one seems to like Liutbrand. Yeah, he'll get better once he's not a child. Which is a while off. I'll read this message in a bit. Alberic looks like the other possibility for all that he hates me. Anna's not bad actually, but like I don't think she's materially better than Alberic, and she'll be less popular because she's female. Yeah, okay, let's try nominating Alberic. Seeing another behind my spouse's back is becoming quite troublesome for me. The lies tear at my soul, and my longing to be with my lover is almost too much. Because, yes, I've been involved with Daniela Duenarth, the wife of the previous king, thus former queen of Italy. So, it's time to end the affairs and settle down. Become chaste. Plausibly become chaste. Which is good for learning and church opinion. Bad for fertility. It'll work out if we give it more effort, which probably get me stressed, might break up the thing, might have a disaster with my wife. Definitely have a falling out with my wife. Possibly gain lustful. Possibly gain cruel. Don't think I want cruel. What's the probability of stress? 30%. That's fairly high. Don't really want stressed. Sadly, I think I have to break off my affair with Daniela, even though it hasn't produced any genius children. We built the stables in Pozzuoli. Let's build some more stables in Pozzuoli. Oh, I've lost my spy master. What happened to my spy master? Murdered on the orders of Count Leone of Piombino. Well, that's a pity. Oi, why are you trying to kill Princess Anna? She looks like quite a useful person. I mean, she's ill, but... Gisela von Brandenburg, stop it. Oh, it's Bishop Bradbot. He's still around. Excellent. He was one of my commanders for a while. Right, I need to get myself a new spy master. Yes. I assume I don't have a good one in my court. Not really. Have I got something stupid selected? Oh, I've still got Genius selected, yes, because that doesn't get cleared when you press the clear button. Some surprisingly low numbers now. You would join me with a bribe. Yes, stop trying to kill my princesses. Right, so what's the faction situation? None of them is officially dangerous. Let's dispatch him to Pomerania. We'll try to fix things there a bit. Right, good night, Herb. I may stop soon simply because nothing much is happening really. Just quickly looking to see if I've got any duchy level claims on Germany today. Still just that Upper Lorraine for someone unhelpful. So she has a strong inheritable claim on that duchy, which will presumably be inherited by Duke Eckernfried as her first son. So there's a good chance we'll actually have a claim on Upper Lorraine that's pressable. My little kinswoman, Princess Valpurga, always has her nose in the scriptures and spends all her time among the priests. So, do I go for giving her 1 learning, 5 piety, zealous and liking me, or losing myself 50 piety in order to cause her not to have zealous, and also losing myself zealous? Well, I think zealous is generally good, at least in a player character. So I think we will keep her zealous. My stewards died, I presume. Died of poor health at age 40. Princess Ambrosia. He was a convenient genius for Princess Ambrosia. Right, we're going to need to find her a new husband, if we can. Meanwhile, I'm going to need a new steward. Right, no one in my court who even halfway serves the purpose. he's clearly not very dead yet, because he still appears in the list of people I could. Let's just reset that in case there was something weird going on. Right, well, I think we should invite over the Grand Vizier of Bratslav, who is also a convenient genius, so he could... is he married? He's not married. Right, excellent. Let's marry him to the unfortunate Di Spoleto, who needs a genius husband. I should have left that up so that I could find a relevant person. Oh well. They're both twins as well, that's nice. Not good for her prestige, mind. Though we want it to be matrilineal, of course. That didn't cheer him up very much, sadly. His wife positively hates me. All right, that's a cruel fist. I was thinking she was zealous and going, hang on, why is it getting me a cynical versus zealous conflict? No, she's cynical and cruel, which is why she dislikes me, and ambitious. I'd quite like to work out how to convert him. Maybe I should send him 15 gold as a gift. Should probably make him willing to convert then. Yes. My nephew Marco, who is not a very useful person really, lacks all passion and ambition, perfectly content with his lot in life. Do we let him keep that? Yeah, go on. Right. And Korkutan Boru has converted to Catholicism. Well, let's see if Princess Ambrosia can have any genius children with him. Oh, and we should do something with him as well, shouldn't we? Improve the economy of Capua. Count Hupold of Esquin has declared a war on Prince Alberic of Italy, apparently. Which is like, how can you declare war on him? And then it immediately ended inconclusively. We seem to have this odd thing that these wars, that people declare impossible wars and they immediately end inconclusively for the obvious reason that they can't happen. Yes, my liege, my work in Regensburg seems to have come to fruition. By bribing, cajoling, extorting, threatening and forging documents, I have managed to fabricate a claim on the Duchy of Bavaria, presently held by Duke Humbert of Bavaria. I leave it up to you whether to press it or not. Right, I'm going to end up going 200 gold in debt to do this. Well, no, 160 gold in debt. It'll cost me 300 prestige, but I get a strong claim on the Duchy of Bavaria. Yes, use it. Right, so yes, I'm currently 200, quite a lot of gold in debt. This will be sorted within a year. I will not be doing anything significant within that year except trying to hold the realm together. So, yes, and meanwhile, one of my vassals has gone Duke Martin of Tuscany. 6,000. I need to start getting worried about Duke Martin of Tuscany. Oh, he's hired half of them. Yeah, well, okay, a third of them. But he is still quite scary. Has declared war on Queen Oda to claim back Spoleto. Excellent, but he's not a Di Spoleto. Stop it. On Oda Ludolfinger of Romagna, and has thrown a lot of his money at the problem, apparently. I mean, I could join that war, but frankly, I think Duke Martin is going to do a perfectly tolerable job on his own. And anyway, I've got a claim on Bavaria. I'm not going to declare this war now, partly because I'm bankrupt. Yes, of course, that's why I'm not going to declare that war. Because I can't afford it. And as a result, the great works have been paused, I think, because I have no money, in a desperate attempt at getting us back on a financially even keel. And like that will help a bit. That basically means we're now spending nothing. So do I want to sell Count Gotthard of Orbitello the Duchy of Latium? Not really, no. I mean, in the past this has been a useful trick, but like, I'm reasonably confident we can survive this. His wrath is not making him popular, is it? Can we find someone with better traits? Antonio's Ross as well. Alboino's slothful. Anna's slothful. I mean, Liutbrand looks like being an excellent choice. Hupold or Adelheid would do all right. Valpurga probably once she comes of age. Basically, our problem is that all the Germans are children or likely to be unpopular. Yes, Prince Alberic is Italian, isn't he? I don't think we'll vote for him. Oh, that's because that's who I'm already voting for. No, he's German. So he currently gets 2 votes. I need to go to bed because I'm clearly too snoozed to get this right. Antonio's Roth as well. Anna is female and slothful and greedy. I don't think those are going to do well, and ill. He's arbitrary. Yeah, we're basically waiting for the children to grow up. So, my uncle Prince Gianleone is asking for a fief of his own to manage. I can diplomatically mention a church career. I can even nominate him for a bishopric. I've got plenty to spare. I will mention a church career diplomatically, and he will be angry because I've denied him a title, but that's fine. I mean, to be fair, there are a bunch of princesses who would inherit off him, aren't there? Archibaldo needs a tutor. I'm already tutoring Marco, though he's not very useful because he's a bastard and thus not going to pass on the family name. Let's palm him off on someone else, and then I'll take on Archibaldo. Oh no, Archibaldo's Italian, isn't he? Right, no, we have to send him off to Germany. What? I can imprison almost everyone. What are you all doing? So you're fabricating a claim on my county. You're all plotting to kill someone fairly random. For reasons I can't currently understand. Princess Ambrosia has apparently acted dishonourably towards me. I have no idea what that means. Duchess Susanna has acted dishonourably. Are these past plots? Possibly. Duke Echenfried is still trying to kill Duke Liutprand, yes. Duke Martino is still trying to kill Domenico. I think we're back to the start again now. I'm still threatening. It is decaying slowly though. Oh, are these messages interesting? I bet they're not. Quite like to get this back to positive numbers because we can't really do much while it's negative. Let's turn time up one notch while we... Okay. Okay, do we actually have any factions we care about now? None of those is really a problem. I think I'm going to send my spy master back to Constantinople. Let us wait while we pay off our debts. I presume I'm not allowed to hold a feast. I think actually it just rolled over to the 1st of January, so I'm not allowed to hold a feast because it's the wrong time of year. Yes, because I don't have the money to pay for the feast. So my brother is now Bishop of Posada, so no one's going to vote for him to be the next king. We no longer have a court dwarf, that's sad. You seem like an excellent person to have as a commander. I don't know why you're not already. No, we don't want to appoint anyone to Posada who we might really dislike losing, which is why he doesn't get appointed for other reasons. Dolcebile is already heir to something. Radoslav, though, looks like they're perfectly acceptable. Candidate for bishopric. I mean, like, we've done pretty well hanging on to Posada so far. Goodness, everyone likes Benilda. Like, what? Yes, she's brilliant in every respect except for being Italian, I suppose. Two children lack guardians because they're twins, Jacob di Spoleto and Brunhilda di Spoleto. We should find Jacob a good wife as well. So he's already German, so I think I should tutor him. Well, there is one. No, there are two. There's Daniela. Hang on, what? No, we can't marry him to Daniela. That would be silly. You can, on the other hand, try to marry him to Andriana, who looks like she's pretty decent. Meanwhile, Brunhilda. She is also German, but not a genius. And we've run out of slots for her, so let us see if we can find somewhere under one of our immediate German vassals. We don't really need anything specific from her, so I don't think what don't I think? Got an artifact. How have you got an artifact? Can I steal you and get your artifact? She's probably not a close enough relative that this will actually have a useful opinion effect, is she? So it may as well be anyone whom we can conveniently find. Who has like decent stats. God, those are terrible for a grey eminence. Really want a grey eminence or a strategic what's name. Plenty of grey eminences here. Preferably a diligent grey eminence. Oh, like Kamita. Yes, you'll do nicely. Right. Oh, and I was going to find her a husband as well. That is probably not going to be practical, though. No one will offer me a matrilineal marriage to a genius. No one even quick I can get a matrilineal marriage to. Strong. No one strong I can get a marriage to at all. It's kind of implausible. Right, let's just find someone halfway reasonable who isn't a Dispoleto. Sort by age, because that will make it easier to make sense of what's going on. I don't know. I mean, I like the fact that he has a stupid name. His traits aren't very good. Go for the Sebor. Right. So I think I can now unpause the construction of my great work, and that's not going to complete very soon. What? Oh, I suspect I just had the payment for the next step of the great work. Right. So my balance is now positive after having spent an utter fortune on that claim on thing. Bavaria. I have slightly more troops than the King of Germany. The King of Germany is not currently at war, sadly. But if I wish to, I can claim Bavaria. Let's just say I'm not about to do that right now. Which would, yes, mostly gain me the Kingdom of Bavaria. Probably if I'm going to do that, I am going to want to upgrade my non-aggression pact with the Byzantine Empire and with Serbia to alliances, so as to get myself a bit more stuff, a bit more resources. She is currently in trouble because there's a great big civil war going on in Serbia. More seriously, she might lose it. But shockingly enough, the Byzantine Empire is actually at peace. So I could usefully get myself an alliance with the Byzantine Empire and... What? He won't give me an alliance. Bah! Will she give me an alliance? Almost certainly she desperately wants me to get involved in her war. Yes, her political concerns are very much in the direction of yes, please. Okay, so we may have a bit of a... We could do with getting a decent... an extra ally situation here, which is a bit of a problem because I think everyone... all of my children are already betrothed. And while we have an interesting situation with Hungary, I don't think it's good enough. No, that I can get an alliance. Let's quickly check if I have any marriage relationships now with landed characters. Count of Sinarka. I mean, he's probably better than nothing. Oh, except he's my indirect liege. Duke of Spoleto, that's not very helpful. Oh no, hang on, that makes him a vassal of her. But he won't give me a non-aggression pact. Don't think that's going to be very helpful. And the Bishop of Knin, who really doesn't have very much to offer me either. And would not give me a non-aggression pact simply because he's grumpy. Right, okay, so I may have to do this myself. Possibly I thus want to wait until I have a bit more money. We'll see. Because, it's going to be... He's not that well off, though. And he doesn't earn money nearly as fast as I do. Anyway, yes. So, next session, we're probably going to war with Germany to try to take Bavaria. Currently, we control 18 out of the 59 counties. So we need to control 30, which means we need 12 more. Which, at first glance, looks really good because... Why is my Chancellor still there? I should have sent him to another duchy. Maybe I should do that now while I remember. Because there are actually 12 vassal counties, I think, of Bavaria. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But they're not all de jure part of Germany, so they're not quite enough for our purposes. We only actually gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of the required 12 duchies, counties. 8. So we will need another 4, which means I should send my Chancellor to fabricate a claim somewhere else, either in Angria, I think in Angria, just in case he can pull that off while I'm saving up for the money to actually run this war. Right, that will be all for tonight, I think. And I will say good night, and we will see you on Sunday.